from that recovery in the first place.
Of course, it all begs the question, what does the administration do about housing next? Melissa?
Yeah, it does beg that question. And in fact, Diana, stay with us. We're going to talk about that. Has Obama's housing bailout gone bust? Let's ask John Taylor. He's president and CEO of National Community Reinvestment Coalition, and Susan Wachter, professor of real estate and finance at Wharton Business School. Susan, let me start with you. Do you agree with this premise that interest rates have gone up and it seems like this part of the plan is dying? And what does that mean to you?
Dying is too strong a word. It's certainly weakened as an energetic source of growth here. But note that rates have pulled back a bit, too. So as long as rates are at the levels they are now, this is still a big source of energy for the coming back to the housing market.
I'm glad, Susan, I think that's a great point. And in fact, I think if people looked at the charts of the past, mortgage rates and other rates, particularly treasury rates, they go up as the economy goes up and they go down as the economy goes down.
I got to disagree there. I got to disagree.
Well, you
because
may disagree, but that's what 50 years of economic statistics show.
5.5% is where most people refinanced or bought their homes during the housing boom. So if they need to refi to a lower rate, it's going to have to be under 5%.
You don't know that because you're forgetting a key economic component, and that is the change in incomes. That is the absolute thing that is being left out. We have had housing booms in this country with substantially higher mortgage rates than we've had today.
We have, but look at what they had now. Look at the bulk of the mortgage rates. The bulk of the loans out there, they're not going to benefit unless it's below 5%. They already have 5.5%.
You are misleading people if you say that interest rates on mortgages are the only component. Let me get John Taylor working in here.
I'm not saying they're the only component.
Well, then let me put my income point in, because that is a very key point. Now, John, tell me more about the government-sponsored plan, because what I see, all the data show that housing sales have bottomed and, in fact, are picking up in a lot of key markets. I want to talk about some startling good news in Southern California. How important is this government add-on program?
I think it's incredibly important, and I think what you're doing in this conversation is you're throwing a lot of different problems and challenges all under the same sort of spotlight and expecting it to have the same resolution. By that I mean, Larry, that look, a lot of the people who took advantage of the lower interest rates, like myself, just did that because it was financially smart. So that drove a lot. Right. That drove a lot of people to the mortgage market. What the president is trying to do, whether it's through the Fannie Freddie program or through the modifications with the investors in the banks, is really trying to get at the toxic loan people who maybe whose income hasn't changed. Because you're right, when you lose your income, there's a whole other set of problems, and that's happening a lot. That's adding to the problem. But there's this whole mass of loans that were, by the nature of the type of loans they were toxic. We're trying to clean those up. At least we can do that for people who are still working, to get the banks and investors and services to modify those loans to something that really matches the borrower's ability to pay. So they have to get it down to 31% of income. That's what the government's program is. So whether it's at
Yeah, go ahead, finish. Sorry, I thought you were done.
I was just going to say, whether it's at the interest rate is 5.5 or 4.5, in order to get it down to 31% of income, the bank is going to have to reduce either principal or interest, or both, in order to fit into that program.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's the modification program, not the refinance program.
Yeah, no,
that's correct.
Let's stick to the refi for a second, because that's a whole other can of worms. Susan, where do you think interest rates are headed? I mean, that is a question that people email and ask all the time of all of us. What's your bet?
Well, the problem, no one can really predict this, but the problem is that they're headed up when the economy recovers. So we are between a rock and a hard place. That said, interest rates are pretty low and inflation's dead in the water, as we saw yesterday. So we may be able to actually get through this until we can get consumer confidence back, and that's really where the name of the game is, because housing is affordable again.
I mean, Susan, on the affordability point, I think it's a great point. And once again, I want to put in economic factors like income and jobs are going to play a big role.
Everything.
But look,
that's everything.
You have, this is the newest report, Susan, Southern California home sales.
Good news.
Southern Cal up 11 straight months.
Good news.
And for the first time since the middle of '07, there was a slight increase, a little less than 1% in prices. Now, I'm not...
This wasn't a decline.
Right. I'm not declaring victory, but we are seeing these incremental improvements. At the lower prices, the sales have responded, and I got to think that that's a promising data set.
It is promising. You know, we're going to see this. Prices are still going to fall in many markets. This is not, we're not calling a bottom here. But at these interest rates, with a recovery, the huge stimulus to come, you know, the bottom's going to come and gone, and investors will have made a lot of money because they got in there a little early, but they got in.
And that's the point to make, Larry, is that a lot of these are investors. Yes, Southern California is seeing a lot of increased home sales, and that's great, but it's all on the bottom end of the market, and it is mostly foreclosed properties or distressed home sales, and it's investors. What are investors going to do? They're going to hold on for a little while, then they're going to put it back on the market.
Slightly, though, that's always the point when we say that
prices are picking up month to month. That's not a good indicator. You have to get the year-over-year price drop.
You know, you can look at the glass half empty as much as you want, but every single
I'm not looking at it half empty. I'm looking at it clearly.
New and existing home sales are bottoming out everywhere. You saw those numbers on housing starts. The construction of single-family homes have clearly bottomed and are showing increases. I mean, let's be realistic in the sense that we are accurate and we are informing people of the whole story, not just little tiny pieces of the story.
Today, I agree with you, Larry.
Like who's actually buying the homes? Do I want to go out and count them to see who's buying the homes, or do I just want to see and say, good, people are buying homes?
Larry. It's important to understand.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Coming up in today's Call of the Wild, do you mean that wasn't our Call of the Wild?
All right.
Is it time to